Okay, yeah. Hi, everyone. So after Oren gave us the amazing presentation about RavenDB 4, I'm very excited. First of all, I would like to apologize if my English is a little bit poor, so a little bit rusty. So sorry about that, but I'll continue. So Zap Group, I'm the CDO. Hagay Albo, CTOR and CIO of Zapping. I'll tell you a little bit about Zap Group. The reason I'm here is actually because I'm one of the five people that were in Oren. One of the five people Oren said that gave good feedback about the product. So that's the reason I think I'm here. That little email I sent him cost me about, I don't know, 28 hours of flight yesterday here. So yeah. So this is Zap Group. Zap Group is actually the leading Israeli online business. We have a lot of websites, around 30 websites. We have the Zap price comparison, that is the main brand. It's the only really price comparison website in Israel. In Google, we don't. In Israel, we don't really have Google price comparison, so Zap is ahead. It has around 6 million visits a month. Sorry. Very strong website. We have ZapRest, which is the restaurant portal, the largest also in Israel. We have the Israeli Yellow Pages. That is the largest site in our company. It's like Yelp. All those three are already integrated into RavenDB. And another two big website portals that we have. One is for wedding, the left one, and the right one, the doctor's one. Those two will be fully into RavenDB in the next year. A little bit about numbers, about our company. We are about 600 employees. In Israeli standards, this is not little. 25,000 customers, 380,000 registered SMBs into the Yellow Pages websites. We have around, it says here 18 million, it's almost 20 million visits a month. This month will be very bad because we have a very big SEO issue in one of the leading websites in our company, so it's going to be a bad month. And around 250 million incoming yearly in NIS, which is New Israeli shekels, that is about $70 million a year. We used to be a print, like the Yellow Pages, at around 2006, I think it was. You can see the graph of the print. That's the... And then we all went into online. And at the last year, we are only online. Last 2 years, couple of years, we are only online company, no print at all. We are only I think the first or the second Yellow Pages in the world that threw out the print. So we have around 50 web developers, .NET. Asaf who is here, is leading them, the web developers. We have another 20, 30 back office developers, which are the CRM, Siebel, ERP, and things like that. That is the whole unit. Those are the main technologies that we use. And of course, we are here to talk about RavenDB, so let's start. So we were having a lot of problems before we integrated into RavenDB. The main one was very, very slow queries results from the NoSQL platform we were using. We had a NoSQL platform. Nobody will know it, so I don't care about telling the name. It's called Approximatch, which is by an Israeli company called Amdocs that we were using. And the results were very, very slow. Actually, we had queries, complex queries, at around a second or even higher. It was very expensive. Oren, you can't see that because we don't want to pay you more, but still, it was very expensive. Every change we wanted, we needed to pay them for, I don't know, even adding a field into a document or having a different sorting mechanism or whatever. We needed them to help us, so it cost us a lot. We had no control over the code because everything was there. It was in Linux, so soon we'll have in Linux also. So it was also very complicated to develop on, so we didn't have any ability to develop on it. Because of that it was very, very slow, we couldn't have a lot of data on it. We reduced the amount of returned results and the amount of data because the queries were very slow. So the business was affected by the product. A lot of servers. We had, I think, 4 servers only for the search engine for one site. Where today, I will show you in a minute, we have a lot less for all the websites together. We had a lot of points of failures because we tried to figure out other ways to develop things. We had the search engine, we had the databases, and we tried to overcome all the problems we had with the proxy match, so we did some other workarounds to get data from other places. And it was also, there wasn't a lot of updates and improvement, so we decided to look for an alternative NoSQL database, and that's when I came across RavenDB. Actually, I didn't know Oren, I know we're in Israel and everything, I just Googled up and I found RavenDB, and that's how I came across RavenDB. Server topology. That's what we had before. We had web servers, we had a file server that we took files and saved them in the cache of the web servers. We had 4 search engines. I'm talking about only the yellow pages right now, what we had. We had databases. You can see all the lines, pretty messy. And that's what we had today, what we have today. All the data is into the RavenDB. We take all the data. Every change, we insert it automatically into the RavenDB. And we have only 2 RavenDB which serve all of the websites that are integrated into RavenDB. That are 4 or 5 of them right now, 5. And 2 of them, very strong machines, but 2 of them are enough. So why did we decide RavenDB? The first was actually search abilities. We actually started in RavenDB in the Zap price comparison only for the ability to search. Because it was on Lucene, we built analyzers and synonyms and all kinds of features on the Lucene through RavenDB. That was the beginning on how we started using RavenDB. So that was, I think, about 4 or 3 years ago. 4. And if I remember, this should link to it. Yeah, those are the reasons for the search. Analyzers, did you mean more like this? Boosting, scoring algorithm. Those were the main reasons at the beginning. Okay. The most loved feature for me is the custom sorters. D, which is the yellow pages, has a very, very complex sorting mechanism. Actually, we were trying for days with the Lucene query to get to the results we were wanting. And we even called up RavenDB and asked them to help us. We gave them all the features that we want, all the sorting algorithm that we needed. And I think after a few days, Oren called me and said, it can't be done. But in the next build, I will give you a new feature that you will have the ability to do. And this is when custom sorting became. Well, actually, we can just, in a simple C# code, write complex sorting with any ifs or whatever you want, any algorithm, very simple. And actually, what I was amazed of, that it was very fast. I thought that if every result needs to go parsing and get and calculate a score, that the results will be very slow. Actually, we found out that it was very fast. So today, every search that we were doing on our websites go through this algorithm. I have it here. Doesn't go? Nope. Nah, never mind. I wanted to show you it, but I'll leave it. I heard that yesterday, I wasn't here, that you were talking about big indexes, so I also have an example of a very big index we were using. But I heard that Oren said that it is not the biggest index that he knows. So I'll leave it. So this custom sorting feature is actually the main reason that we decided to change our Yellow Pages website to it. That was the analyzers. Back to this one. Yeah. Replication. This is also a loved feature because when we try to do replication into MS SQL, you all probably know, very hard to do, also expensive. So here in a few lines, very simple, have replication, also have a link to here, and failover, load balancing, more than one master, conflict resolution, everything just out of the box with doing almost nothing to implement. Any questions so far? No. Performance, as I was talking about at the beginning, the link is wrong here. Yeah. We were looking for something for fast reads. We know that speed, website speed, is one of the most influenced parameters for SEO. Amazon found out that for every 100 milliseconds latency, that the sales increase by 1%. Also, Yahoo said that it improved their website. That was a few years ago when they still had traffic. Anybody from Yahoo here? Okay. That they reduced the speed by 400 milliseconds. That improved by 9% the traffic for their website. So speed is very important for us. So after, I will show you the results afterwards. But that was one of the issues that we were looking to improve. Built-in client-server caching, that is something that we also liked. Reduced amount of servers, that is something that we were looking for, and increased the amount of data per page. Also, Google needs a lot of data, and SEO is the most driven traffic into our website. So we were looking to add a lot of data into the pages. What else is there here? A little bit of stats from what people are expecting in site speed. So the performance results that we had after implementing. You can see exactly the date where we implemented RavenDB, and this is the server response time from Google Analytics. So you can see it from about 0.7 seconds. That's awful. To today about 0.3, and we can still improve. We're waiting for 0.4 version 4. Reduced average query time to around 10 milliseconds in the page. We reduced the amount of databases that we were using. Actually, in what I'm showing you here is the Yellow Pages website, but we're using two servers for the whole websites for also the price comparison for the restaurants. And also for the Yellow Pages, we have around, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I've checked, around 500 requests, pretty complex requests per second each server on our servers. We doubled the amount of data per page. If before the RavenDB we had 20 results per page, we could increase it to whatever we want. So today we have, I think it's 40, and we have a lot of other data that we integrated into the pages that we can take from other places. Oh, here it says 300, but I think it's more. After that, we saw an increase automatically. You can see here, automatically after we launched the new RavenDB website with the RavenDB, we saw an increase in 25% into traffic. That is because of all the things together. Also because of more data in the page, faster pages. We saw better engagement on site, like better bounce rate, more calls to customers, more page per visits, and things like that. One of the most important things also is the faster to develop on. We could add features easily. We don't need to have the other team of the previous database we were using for any changes that we need. So everything is done in-house today, and we are very improve the time to market of features. And this is a pretty important thing also. Developers love it because in Israel it's very hard to get good developers today. And there are a lot of startups, a lot of big paying companies. And one of the things that when people come to you and telling them that we're using NoSQL, not MSSQL anymore, with RavenDB, new technology, they love it and they love working with it. Questions? No. So that is something that was very helpful for us. That is all in C#. That is our native language in what we develop in. So .NET Client API with LINQ queries, very helpful, very easy for developers who don't know Lucene queries or other things. They can write very simple queries very quickly. Built-in caching. If we had to have a caching mechanism on our own, today we actually don't really care about it, and the RavenDB takes care of it. Safe by default. Lazy and multi-queries in a single request. Simple implementation of security. Install and run in minutes. You know, you can download RavenDB and install it in a few minutes. And very easy to scale. We're not using sharding, but replication. We can add a server in minutes, and that's something that's very helpful. I think I gone over a few slides that I missed for some reason. So easy to install. Wonderful support. That is something I do want to talk about, and I even give you a small example that we had. We had a fun day. I don't know how you call it in English. We went all the team to go into a fun day. We call it the North, which is actually 40 minutes from Tel Aviv. Israel is very small, so 40 minutes from Tel Aviv is called North. It's not far away from Oren's offices. And we had a very big problem. The site just was very slow, and most of the time didn't even load. We called Oren because we were on the beach. We called Oren, we have a very, very big problem. So he said, come to my offices, it's very close. It was 2 minutes drive. So we went to his offices. We were there all day. And at the end, what we found out is that a system guy in my team added antivirus to the folder of RavenDB, which got all RavenDB stuck because of it had to inspect every change and everything. So you understand what happened. So I didn't go to the beach on that day, and Oren helped us very much. That is one small example of great support that we're getting from the RavenDB team. Great tools for monitoring and debugging in the studio itself or otherwise. Very good. Features that we were looking also that we needed and that were built in, like facets and spatial, are very simple to use. That's about it. Any questions? Yeah.
I just have a quick question. Look like you have a lot of success story. What is database size in general?
Depends on which one.
For largest?
We have around, it depends. In the products, in the size price comparison, we have around 1 million documents for products. And the bigger one is actually the Yellow Pages, which has only 400,000. No, actually 600,000 documents, with about 400 of them on documents of customers. But each one is around up to 100K for a document. So you can do the calculation. I don't know exactly. I never checked the size of it in megabytes. But the yellow pages, I also did for a friend of mine, I did a database on 10 million books, like an Amazon site in Israel that has 10 million books. Also works very fast.
So you talking with your public collection you have?
Around 15, 20 for the Yellow Pages website.
You said you were heavy on the reads. Do you have user-added content? Do you have a large amount of writing as well, or is it mostly
Yeah, we do have user-generated content and read and inserts, but we don't insert them directly into the RavenDB. What we do, we have our own databases that we already had. We still use the insert into those databases, and every change triggers a bulk insert for all the changes that were made. So we do have a lot of reads, but not that many. Actually, in the price comparison, what we do is because we scan the whole website, all the websites that we take products from, once in 3 hours, we delete all the database and we insert it again. So we have about 1 million inserts every 3 hours.
And from an operations standpoint, you self-host, and you only have the 2 servers to manage, but how long have they been, how long have you been running it, and what are some of the challenges you have from an operations standpoint?
Actually, I had only one, which Oren can maybe explain a little bit more because he knows about it. We had some memory leak problem, but in one of the releases, he fixed it. I think it was something to do with the custom sorters.
So the problem that you're talking about, was in order to sort things properly, we needed to know some data from for each document. And 2 ways of fetching data from this. One of them is to read data directly from the storage operation. The other one is to use a cache entry. Cache entry is a bit more complex to use, but it means that you don't do a lot of read and don't do a lot of instances. So the first version of the custom sorter that we had didn't provide the context to be able to use the cache entry. And what happened in this now, every sorting place we would allocate some memory per entry that was sorted. So that caused a lot of memory usage. When we found out this is the case, we provided the API that was needed to actually use the cache server. So you would only need to allocate after each index you run. The actual problem that I remember I saw was the number of facets.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was before. That was in the Zap. Yeah, the price comparison website. Any other questions?
A question about your business. What's the main source of revenue? Is it advertising or?
It depends on which website. In the price comparison, it's a pay-per-click. It's for every paying customer that we have in our website that a user goes into his websites, he pays us for this click. And for other websites, we also are the leading SEO company in Israel, which after the last week, we're not doing a good job on our websites, but for other customers, yeah, I'll tell you a little bit of something funny. Developer, by accident, insert no index to all the website. So Google removed our website from Google for a whole few days. So we are the biggest SEO company in Israel. We built around 25,000 websites to customers on a specific Wix platform. We also have a lot of advertisements, a lot of things, a lot of business models. We also have, I heard that yesterday there was a talk about a POC for restaurants. We also are developing a program for restaurants for ordering tables, like Open Table it's called here, I think. So we have a program for that in Israel. Thank you very much.